The first Surgeon General of the United States was Benjamin Rush, one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence. He helped found schools and universities and was the first founding father to advocate free public schools. Consider his views on the Bible and education.
In contemplating the political institutions of the United States, if we remove the Bible from schools, I lament that we waste so much time and money in punishing crimes and take such little pains to prevent them.
He's talking about Bibles in the public schools. Does he know what the Founding Fathers' intent was? What about separation of church and state? And when it comes to elections, is it right to vote for people based on religion, character, and moral codes rather than politics?
When we founded the country, the founders wrote the Establishment Clause. And what they were trying to do was to avoid situations like the Church of England or the Church of Holland or the other countries where you were forced to be of a certain religion and you didn't have religious freedom. So our founders passed the Establishment Clause of the First Amendment. It says, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. And you say, well, where's separation of church and state in that? Well, it's not in our First Amendment. It's not in the Constitution. It came from a letter that was written over 20 years later by the Danbury Baptist Association to Thomas Jefferson. They were concerned when they saw the free exercise of religion mentioned in the First Amendment. They felt that that might imply that we had the free exercise of religion because the government gave us that right. They didn't believe that. They said this is an inalienable right, it's a God-given right, and so they expressed that concern to the President, to Thomas Jefferson. And Thomas Jefferson replied, he totally agreed with them that it was an inalienable right, and the reason that it was put in our First Amendment is just to make clear that the real purpose of both the Establishment Clause and the Free Exercise Clause, for that matter, was to protect and to provide for the most free exercise of religion that we could have. Now, currently today, we often hear the term separation of church and state misused. It's often attempted to be used to strike down or to prohibit or to restrict religion, when clearly in Thomas Jefferson's letter, he is saying there is a wall of separation to keep the government from meddling into private religious matters like where you go to church, what you believe, and the free exercise of your religion. So people need to understand what the true Constitution says. It says, none of us want the government to establish a religion for us, but we all have the free exercise of religion. And that means we can be public with our faith. We can certainly be public whether we're running for public office or going to vote for people for public office. And churches have complete freedom to talk about all the issues of the day, even political issues. They have a right to talk and invite even candidates into their church to talk about the issues. They have a right to pass out voters' guides. So that is a First Amendment right, the free exercise of religion. And certainly none of us want the government establishing any particular religion for us.